guts.
Bold fortitude.
We're not any of these moaners and groaners, wishy-washy, who respect personal space and let their young people just run off anywhere and ruin their lives. Heck no, we jump in with both feet. We know what's right, and we're not afraid to get things done.
Hear, hear.
So if this thing with the note does the trick, we are home free.
Poor Dixie.
Poor Tad. She'll be so shattered, she'll just call off that wedding. Oh! Colby? I'm here to find out exactly what you've been up to with my fiancé.
Hello, Myra. How are you?
One of Santa's elves come to see Dixie, no doubt.
You betcha.
Well, you just missed her.
Well, she went out?
Just a few minutes ago.
Did you know where she went?
No, but she usually leaves word. Let's see if she called. She did. She's over at, Miriam's. That's
Mary
all she
Colby?
said. Yes. She didn't say anything else.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Is that it? You aiming to steal my husband-to-be?
Well, of course not. I can't believe you think that.
Oh, you can't.
No, I can't.
So very innocent. It doesn't work with me, Marion.
Dixie, why are you going on like this?
Me going on? Oh, that's rich.
Look, I simply engaged Tad for a specific purpose. He's a private investigator, and I need his services.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Oh, now, darling, what do you mean by that?
Just what kind of services are you looking for from him?
I have no idea what you're getting at.
Oh, you don't? Don't play that with me, Marion. This is not a note about business.
Yes, it is, and that's all it's about.
People don't talk like that in business.
They do if it's of a personal nature. Tad is guarding my life. I wanted to thank him for getting me relaxed enough to sleep through the night without fear.
Oh, really?
You know, Dixie, I think there's a problem here, but it's certainly not mine.
What do you mean by that?
You're going to be a nervous wreck in this marriage. I mean, Tad is very good at what he does. And that means he's going to be going out at all times of the day and night, with all sorts of people in all different places. Now, if you're going to be this insecure every time he walks out the front door, I seriously think you better rethink this wedding.
Well, you really are a humdinger of a businessman now, aren't you, Mr. Palmer Courtland?
I'm glad you enjoyed that tour.
Oh, it must be so thrilling just to sit up in that big, slick office, giving everybody orders, everything just going your way.
Well, speaking of that, I think we have something going our way on the Tad and Dixie front. I think that deserves a toast.
Well, okay by me.
Yes, by this time tomorrow afternoon, why, we'll have a postponed marriage. And here's to avoiding marriage.
Whoa, now, I don't think I could toast to that in general, but I guess for the few we got in
May
mind.
Tad and Dixie live long, prosper, and have a wonderful life, as long as they do it separately.
You're really getting a kick out of this.
Well, aren't you? I mean, we hatched a wonderful plan, and it's working.
Yeah, only you are sure we're doing the right thing, aren't you?
What, saving two people from a miserable life? Of course I'm sure.
Well, I don't usually take pleasure in other people's heartbreak, especially when one of them is my son.
But we agreed it was for their own good.
Yeah, but breaking them up is going to hurt no matter how you look at it.
They'll get over that.
But they really love each other, you know.
Do I hear the pitter-pat of cold feet? I thought you told me that you weren't too fond of Dixie.
Well, she may not be the right one for my Tad, but I've certainly known worse. I mean, they are really stuck on each other.
I'm very surprised to hear this display of conscience.
Did you think I was heartless? Like, I know how it feels to love someone and have it all end up in a mess.
You do?
Yeah, more times than I care to count, thank you very much. Oh, poor Tad. He is my baby, you know, always will be no matter what. Even if I didn't get to raise him all the way like I wanted, I still always thought about him and worried about him, wondered how he was doing.
Yes.
And he turned out right good. I'm mighty proud of him, I will say. And you know, he's all I have left in my life, so I hate to hurt him no matter how right we are to do this.
I am not insecure about Tad. I love him, and I am very sure about that, and he loves me, and I am very sure about that, too. Then why do you doubt him, darling? I mean, why are you here? It's the note that you wrote, Marion. It certainly sounds to me like you're having some sort of business, Dixie. And any other interpretation would suggest that you don't trust him. Oh, I trust him. I trust him with my life. Oh, but not with me? Darling, I can assure you, nothing happened. You certainly would like it too, wouldn't you, Mary? And not that I can blame you either. I mean, Tad is a wonderful man, and you two must have had something going back then. Darling, that was years ago, when Tad was free to do whatever he felt like doing, Dixie. That's the point I am making. He was free then, but he is not free now. Well, it's really a rather unpleasant way of putting it, isn't it, darling? Look, Marion, Tad loves me. We are going to have a wonderful, happy, married life together. And anything that interferes with that is going to make Tad unhappy. So if you care about him, if you love him at all, you will let him have the life with me that will make him happy. Look, darling Dixie, I am not going to interfere. And even if I did, well, it wouldn't be up to me. It would be up to Tad. But if you tempt him... Oh, darling, the world is full of temptations. I mean, it's up to Tad to resist them. It's up to you to trust that he will. What are you going to do, Dixie? Run around all day following him, see what he's going to do? Well, of course not. Look, I don't want him. He doesn't want me. He loves you. He hasn't even given me a second look. Oh. I see. Dixie, you're a sweet, loving young lady, and I'm sure you're going to have a fabulous marriage with Tad, but can I give you a little piece of advice? All right. It's about married men. Now, most of the poor darlings really love their wives. I mean, they really do. But every once in a while, they get restless. They need a little stimulation. Not just physically, darling. Of course, that's part of it. I mean, they have to feel they can go out and conquer just one more time. Teddy's not going to be like your description of most married men. Well, maybe. And maybe you'll be able to give him enough excitement, darling, and adventure, all that he could ever possibly crave. But I've got to tell you, there are an awful lot of men on this planet who just can't be faithful to one woman. Well, Tad is going to be faithful to me. I'm sure of that. Oh, so sure that you're standing right here. Darling, look, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, you learn to live with it. Women have been doing this for centuries. They know their man will come home, and they allow him a little slack on the leash. I can't believe what you're saying. I think that's awful. I think that Tad is going to be faithful to me. I think that marriage is for one man and forever. I'm not going to share him. Oh, does Tad feel that way, too? Yes, of course he does. Tad and I have been together long enough. We care about each other. We want the same things. We want kids, a home, a family, a happy, peaceful life. Peaceful? Look, Marion, I may not be sophisticated and worldly and glamorous, but I can give Tad what he wants, and that's happiness and fidelity. We both want it. It's important to both of us. And that's why we are waiting for the vows. That's why we're going to have this marriage started off right. Oh, wait a minute, Dixie. Are you telling me that you and Tad have never... Oh, my poor darling. Well, no wonder you're so insecure, Dixie. It's going to be an incredible challenge for you, darling. What do you mean? Well, excuse me for being frank, but Tad is a prodigiously talented lover, and it's going to take an awful lot, you know, to keep him contented, much less hold off the inescapable tedium of marriage. Our marriage is not going to be tedious. Tad's changed, Marion. He's not after excitement and adventure now. Darling, I hope you're right, but I can't quite believe that Tad won't change back. He won't. I know he won't. Well, it's so sweet of you to be so hopeful, but I think a realistic view would be more practical. I mean, it's much better now, darling, to attack problems before you have 1 or 2 children in 5 and 6 years down the road. Excuse me. Oh, hi, darling. Come on in.
Well, well. I wonder what you two are up to. Dixie, you want to fill me in?
Oh, apartments, of course.
Apartment.
Yes, Dixie came over to see if I have any ideas for you two.
Do you?
Tons, darling, and I'm so glad you're here. We can get your input, too.
Thanks all the same, Mary, and I think we'll have plenty of time to deal with apartments later on. Right now, I'd like to concentrate on this little security problem you're having.
About that, Tad, I've been rethinking. With your wedding coming up and everything, maybe I should hire another investigator.
Have I been unsatisfactory?
No, of course not, darling. I just don't want to add any more stress to your life.
Unfortunately, stress can't always be avoided, Marion, but I've usually found that I can deal with it.
Well, you know what's best for you.
Yes, I do. And what's best for me is finishing what I start, which means working on this case till I solve it, which means that you and I are going to be in contact together. But being in contact isn't something that one should be nervous about, right, Dixie?
No, of course not.
I mean, the whole town knows that Mary and I have quite a history together. But that doesn't bother you, does it?
Why should it? No.
Because you trust me.
Oh, yes, I trust you. Oh, I trust him with my life.
Oh, well, then I will, too.
Has anything else happened security-wise in the last hour or so?
No, nothing has happened.
Good. In that case, I think that we should go. Come on, honey. You should call me if you need me or something else happens.
Oh, I certainly will, and bye, Dixie. Nice to see you. Bye, Tad. Thank you so much, darling.
Hey, I didn't know.
She called. She did. She's over at, Miriam's. That's
Mary
all she
Colby?
said. Yes. She didn't say anything else.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Is that it? You aiming to steal my husband-to-be?
Well, of course not. I can't believe you think that.
Oh, you can't.
No, I can't.
So very innocent. It doesn't work with me, Marion.
Dixie, why are you going on like that?
Colby? I'm here to find out exactly what you've been up to with my fiancé.
Hello, Myra. How are you?
One of Santa's elves coming to see Dixie, no doubt.
You betcha.
Well, you just missed her.
Well, she went out?
Just a few minutes ago.
Did you know where she went?
No, but she usually leaves word.
Me going on. Oh, that's rich.
Look, I simply engaged Tad for a specific purpose. He's a private investigator, and I need his services.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Oh, now, darling, what do you mean by that?
Just what kind of services are you looking for from him?
I have no idea what you're getting at.
Oh, you don't? Don't play that with me, Marion. This is not a note about business.
Yes, it is, and that's all it's about.
People don't call off that wedding.
Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, do-do-do-do-do, ba-dum, ba-dum, la-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da. Oh!
God.
Bold fortitude.
We're not any of these moaners and groaners, wishy-washy, who respect personal space and let their young people just run off anywhere and ruin their lives. Heck no, we jump in with both feet. We know what's right, and we're not afraid to get things done.
Hear, hear.
So if this thing with the note does the trick, we are home free.
Poor Dixie.
Poor Tad. She'll be so shattered, she'll just